How we doing, everyone? Today is Thursday, October the 26th, 2023. Just doing our live Thursday night deal review on Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We look at, opportunities that are in the market. Either they are notes that are already created that someone's possibly looking to sell, or we look at deals where we are looking for funding so we can create a note on a property. And what we do is we create the financing for the end buyer, but we create a note for the person that's going to fund the deal, and it is attached to the property. Typically in these deals, they'll be in second position, but we do pay a nice interest rate, and it is secured a lot of times by a low interest first position note. So tonight, we're going to go through a deal where we are looking for funding on, and kind of go through the numbers on it. And, if there's somebody out there that sees this particular deal that wouldn't mind funding it, you can definitely reach out, and we can talk a little bit further. We can structure it where we do, maybe a higher interest, or we could do a lower interest and some type of equity on the back end of the deal. So there's a lot of different things that we can do to make these deals work. And we're going to go through one of these scenarios right now. So let's see here. There we go. So this is the information. Before we do that, I'm just going to go through like the pictures and everything like that on it. This is like a picture here of the front of the house. And then it is actually listed currently on Zillow. Somebody is trying to sell it, but they're not able to sell it to a traditional buyer. So a wholesaler reached out to the agent and had some discussions, and they're willing to sell the property subject to the first lien. Here are the photos. I'm going to show all the photos so you see the property. Property is located in Texas, Decatur, Texas. The address is 101 South Sendero Drive in Decatur, Texas. So that's the outside. You can see the inside. Very clean looking property. We don't have to do any repairs. This is move-in condition. Another reason why, we like to structure these deals the way that we do, because a lot of times we get a nicer property where we don't have to, put too much work into it. So as you can see here, these are the other bedrooms and bathrooms. So you can get a sense of good size rooms and very clean. And this is the outside backyard, nice size backyard. So, nice property. Not in, you're not gonna have to do much once we do find our buyer. Let's go back here. And so what we do is we look to borrow the money in order to be able to enter the deal, take down the deal, and then we go and find a seller finance buyer. That is someone who cannot go down to their Wells Fargo, Bank of America lending institution and get a traditional mortgage for whatever reason. Right now in the market, it's just a little bit more difficult. You could have a good credit score, you could have money in the bank, and you just may not get qualified for a mortgage right now because lending is tightening. So we kind of open ourselves up to people who maybe can get funding or can get approved, but not finding, a particular property that they're looking for, whatever the case may be. And then we also open it up to those who may have, maybe something on their credit, small dent on the credit, something like that, that may have happened 2-3 years ago, whatever the case may be, but they're not able to go and get traditional financing. So we create the financing for that particular person. So, we'll just go through the numbers here. We're thinking that, estimated rehab, we really don't have to put anything into this particular property, but for this exercise, we just say $1,000. And then it looks like the as-is value is about 290. We think, we probably can sell it for about 300,000. And then if we had to rent this property, it probably could rent somewhere between $2,000 and $2,100. So it just takes a minute here as we go to the next screen. So we're going to be taking it over subject 2. This is the current balance. If you look here, where is it? I had the mortgage statement open. Let me go back and open that up. Give me a second while I find that. So let's see. Blow it up a little bit. So as you can see here, it's a little hard to see, but let me try to put it up a different way. Why it's doing that? But this is the mortgage statement. I don't know why it's doing all of this the way that it's doing it, but you'll see the address up here, 101 South Sendero Drive, Decatur, Texas. I'll blow it up a little bit further. Outstanding balance. And the really good thing, the good part about this is the interest rate that this was purchased at, 2.875. And so, what we're looking for is you to loan our business the money to be able to take down this property, but it is secured against this particular property that has $265,000 left on it at 2.875 interest rate. So it's secured against that. So if anything happens to us, you would be able to get the property back with that, low balance and the buyer that we put in the property. So the cash flow that we're paying you most likely would increase if we, for whatever reason, stopped paying you, and you'll see what it is, what the payment is to the person that funds it compared to, the mortgage amount. So this is how it breaks down. There's an agent involved. There's an assignment fee. We have here about $5,000 worth of closing costs in this price range. That's what we feel. It may be a little bit less, but we always like to put a little bit more in there. We have some other costs that we just try to, put in there in case something does happen, in case, once we get the property, something comes up that, we're not expecting. We kind of put a buffer in there as well. And then the cash to the seller. And so as you can see here, right now, the total P&I payment is $1,625.60. That's PIT, I should say, the principal and interest, 2.875 interest rate, and there's about 341 months left on this loan. So it's a long time that this loan is going to be in effect. And that's the real good part of the deal, is that you get this low interest rate for 341 months. Because even if this person wants to pay this particular property off, we would go to them, look at what is their equity at that particular time. And then what we could do at that particular time is give them the equity that they're looking for and allow them to go and buy another house while we keep this mortgage still in place for maybe another, 15, 20 years, whatever the case may be. It just depends on when that particular person decides to sell or is looking to refinance and take out money and stuff like that. We could go to them and make them an offer and say, hey, you've got X amount of dollars worth of cash. How about I just give it to you? And, we keep the property. So we're going to sell this at a $300,000. We're going to get 10% down. And what we do is we send any buyer that we find on this, we send them to a registered mortgage loan officer, RMLO. We make sure that they are qualified. We do not put anyone in a property that we do not feel is qualified and, not just, right at the tip of being qualified and not qualified. We make sure that they're the strong borrower, solid credit, solid financials, and make sure that all the ratios that a bank would go by is in effect for our buyer. And we send them to a loan officer to get them qualified. And we make sure that we're Dodd-Frank certified. We cross all T's and dot all I's when it comes to the final buyer that we put into the property. And for this, we're offering at a 9.5% interest rate for 360 months. And we're going to create 2 loans. So the person that funds our deal is going to be in second position. The person that we put into the property is going to be in the third and a fourth position. So they're going to be behind the person that actually loans us the money. So again, if something happens to us, you're still going to be the person that would receive this monthly payment that you see here, this $1,891.92 and $378.38 was roughly about $2,200 a month. And this 9.5%, we may on the market be able to get 10 or 10.5%. But when doing the deal, we try to be a little conservative, especially, we get over, 300 or 350,000 or higher homes. We try to, be a little bit more conservative with the rate. But that doesn't mean that we can't find a buyer that may give us 10 or 10.5%. They are out there. So this is how the deal breaks down. We need a total of $41,800. And we would be willing to pay, anywhere between 15 to 18% fully amortized over 60 months. So you would be into this particular deal for 60 months fully amortized. After the 60 months, you would have gotten all of your money back plus 15% interest at that particular time. And this is your payment, $994.42 a month. That's what's going to be coming to you. Again, if something happens to us, we don't pay, if we run off, can't find us, whatever the case may be, you would then take over our position and then start to receive the $2,200 that the buyer is actually paying. So, you have a very low chance of losing in this particular deal. So, and in this, by even paying you anywhere from 15 to 18%, we could make our cash flow for that first 60 months is $136.83, or about just under $70 per month. Also, if you're willing to do a little bit less on the interest rate, when this does pay off, either the person refinances or sells the property. But again, we probably won't do that. But at that particular time, when that happens, there's whatever equity is in the property, we can split that at that particular time. Maybe we could do 75-25, 60-40, something like that. But usually properties like this go about 100 months. Average time, I would say right now, is between 10 and 12 years that a person stays in the property. Could be less, could be more, but that's kind of the average. So at 100 months, which is just about, 10 years? I think that's it's about 8 years. Just over 8 years and 100 months, the total payout at that particular time is $107,843.87. That's the total profit on the deal at that particular time. And we could do some type of equity split on that if you're interested in maybe reducing the rate up front. But if you want to, obviously charge a higher rate on the front, then, we would, keep all of the profit on the back end. So, you know, and even let's see, I probably could go up to 20% on this. So, we'd be willing to go anywhere from 15 to 20% on this and still be okay. I mean, even though we don't make a ton of money right now in terms of cash flow, we're looking for this for down the line. We'll sit it, forget it, and once that 60 months is over, we finish paying you off as the lender, then we'll start making significantly more cash flow at that particular time. So these are the deals that we find all the time. And, on Thursdays, we go over them. This one just came to me actually today, this evening, actually. So wanted to show people the deal here and, how we try to structure it again. You'll be going into second place. Our buyer that we find and put in the property is going to be in the third and fourth position. We've created financing for them. And, the money that you're lending us is secured in that second position against a home with a 2.875 interest rate. And then we're going to put somebody in there paying, almost 9. So even if something happens to that particular person, we can get them out of the property and then we can do it again. And because of the amortization schedules, the difference in those amortization schedules, one is paying down a lot faster than the one that is created. Equity is being built each and every month. So if you're interested in talking about this deal or other deals that are similar to this, please reach out to us. Telephone number is 973-475-8488. Or you can send an email to investorgmr@yahoo.com. If this deal is not something that you want to do, maybe you have a little bit less money that you'd like to invest, we can definitely find a deal that is similar to this, but maybe the entry fee into the deal is a little bit less. So if you're interested, like I said, please reach out. We'd love to talk to you and see if we can, work together to take advantage of this particular market that we're in and these deals that are out there. All right, everybody have a good night and we'll talk to you soon.